So we had a main event with Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay, and Swerve going over. Will Ospreay had a little issue with Don Callis trying to get him to be a bad boy, and Will wouldn't do it. But so Swerve remains the world champion. Looks like he will be headed into All In with the world championship. And this is going to be very intriguing in that now the winner of the Owen Hart tournament gets the world title shot, and it is down to Bryan Danielson and Hangman Adam Page. And I said, look, I would let Danielson win the world title at All In just to give him a little boost, get a little extra mainstream publicity. You can put it back on Swerve a little bit after it's over. That's great, even though it'd be a huge win for Swerve, obviously, to pull that off. But now Hangman's coming up through here as we kind of expected he was going to get into this tournament. But is Swerve and Hangman going to be that main event? And if so, is that the right call, Stu?
Let's see. First question, is that going to be the main event? Something tells me it is, because that's a story that hasn't been finished yet. Forgive the pun. We now have an angry Hangman Adam Page as opposed to the moody or whatever.
Thank God. By the
I'm
way,
with you. I would love to give Bryan Danielson a world title run. This is his final year as a full-time in-ring competitor, so why not? But I have a feeling Hangman Adam Page will make it to All In. He's going to face Swerve. They announced, I don't know if it was on YouTube or on social media, Jeff Jarrett's going to be the special guest enforcer for that Owen Hart tournament final match. Of course, the relationship that he had with Owen.
And an unbelievable promo before the tournament started.
Wonderful. And then, look, I love Jeff Jarrett to death. He's been on my show several times. A wonderful man. So I root for Jeff Jarrett when I can. But yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be Hangman and Swerve. It would not shock me if they put the world title back on Hangman. I don't think that's the right call.
No, I think if you have that match, you got to keep it on Swerve then. I think you have to keep going with Swerve.
Yeah, you got to keep building with Swerve. Absolutely. Have Swerve get a signature win at All In. The funny thing is, now they have now they have 2 weeks between All In and All Out, as opposed to last year when it was back to back. I'm not so sure you do a world title match at All Out. If only because the All In, it's going to be the main event. We know that, it's going to be a banger. I'm not sure you do the world title at All Out. Maybe have him handy or put him in a multi-man match, tag team, trios, whatever. But I'm not sure you do a world title match at All Out in Chicago.
Well, I'll give Tony a little idea if he hasn't thought of it yet, because I have been pushing for, if Danielson loses this, I've been pushing for this match. Let's have Nigel McGuinness jump out of the booth and cost Bryan Danielson this match and get him in the ring at All In. I have seen Nigel a couple times when he was here in Las Vegas before these two events, and I said, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's time. And I'm going to tell you what, if that match happened at All In, the place would go berserk. Then I would be okay.
Yeah.
And my prophecy would be fulfilled and I would be in heaven. So I'm all right with that one. That would be fun.
I'm okay with that. He was a phenomenal wrestler when he was in the ring. I know he is good at commentary. Now, I am one of those guys. I am not a fan of heel commentators. If for no other reason, if wrestling is supposed to be a sport, you don't see a bad guy commentator in the NFL. I mean, unless you hate Troy Aikman. You don't see a bad guy commentator in the NBA, Major League Baseball, Formula One, soccer. Why do it in wrestling? And especially Nigel. He does a fine job with commentary, but good God, there are times when, he is spouting off, he is either just, borderline in love with Christian Cage or the vitriol that he spews about Bryan Danielson. And I just have to roll my eyes.
Maybe they've been setting it up all along. Maybe.